Okay, well, time to put my money where my mouth is. I'm down here at Norcal Hobbies and I've just put an order one of the new Arrma Felonies today. Not yet seen the car in the flesh or any of the guys in the store. Racer RC is very kindly doing the filming, so I'll put a link to Racer's channel in the description below this video. Norcal are taking pre-orders for these at the minute, so I'll put a link to that with all their contact details below the video. I can guarantee these are the first batch of these is going to sell out, so get your order in as soon as possible. So let's find out just how different this is and the similarities there are to the Arrma Infraction. And it's available in that black or the orange on there, and 80 mile an hour out the box, but they normally come with the optional pinion included with it. So if you want to do the full 80 miles an hour, well,
you can't see none of the skaters. They only show that video I sent you. That's all they show.
It's as good as it looks in the videos on the Arrma website. Man.
Matt and black. Is that Matt Black or is that?
You distract the guy at the door, I'll run. No.
Yeah,
Only
that,
kidding.
I'll grab the outcast.
Only kidding.
We might end up with a felony.
Now, let me get the transmitter out of the box. This is going to take a little bit more. Now the transmitter is the so what else have we got in here? Ooh, man. We've got a large pack of spare parts which will need investigation in there, but I'm not going to open this as this is the shop's demo car. And if you do want to get yourselves down there to Norcal at the weekend, this will be out of the box by then. All new on this is the Spectrum Dx3 Radio. Do you want to talk us through that, Razor?
Yeah, so this is the new RTR radio that's coming on their high-end vehicles. So it's running the DSMR protocol, which is compatible with all the other nice Spectrum radios out there. So it's got the nice foam wheel, it's got adjustable reversing, dual rate, brake adjustment, and then it's part of their smart system, so you can get a little bit of the battery telemetry and find out when your battery's running low. It's got the 50, 75, 100 throttle limiter, endpoint adjustment, so definitely check out the instructions to get the full capabilities of this radio. It's one of the better ones definitely on the market, and a nice upgrade from the STX2. This is exciting.
Okay.
You know? This is
it's held down by some. Okay. Now it's very well packaged. It's ziplocked nice and tight into the bottom of the body, and I can tell you straight away, I'm pleased. I've already put one of these on order.
That's a nice looking body.
Man.
That's
Ah, what is in the bag? This is the optional Supercharger block that you can stick on the top of here. So if you've seen the pictures on the Arrma website, it's a Supercharger block. So that is what is hidden away in here. Wow. This is going to sell like hotcakes.
You know, the Infraction kind of had that, you know, old school mod, industrial mod body, pickup style, but I think most guys are going to go like this one a little better.
And this is wider, but not just the wheels. I think maybe the drive shifts. And when they do a slider on the Arrma website, and you can show the existing Infraction versus this.
Yeah, whoever's doing the bodies at Arrma, yeah, give them a raise, Jason, because you're doing a good job.
Now, interesting, that doesn't have the body clips that the Outcast 8S does, that we just unboxed. What is very different is this front splitter, this integrated splitter on here, and the integrated sides on the car as well, over the Infraction. But it's not just a body change on here, there's quite a lot different in terms of the mechanicals of the car.
Yeah, they updated this in the Infraction, I guess they call it the V2 or something.
The V2, and the V2 Infraction has a handbrake on it, but I believe that you're going to be able to retrofit that to the other cars. Ah. A little bit of care to be taken with that. Ah. So that completely seals off the aero on the side of the car on there, so you've got a completely flush. When the body's on, the underside of the car is completely flush. There's no airflow up from underneath. Now, big changes inside the car is predominantly the electrics. got the 160 amp Spectrum ESC, the Smart ESC, which I'll get Razor to expand upon in a minute. Now, rather than having an Arrma branded motor on here, we've now got the Spectrum 2050 kV motor, which is the same number of kVs as the existing Infraction had, but one criticism the existing Infraction had was that the motor used to overheat. Straight away we can see the big difference. It's now got a fan on the motor, so this is ticking a lot more boxes from the absolute outset on there. Of note though, we still have this steering servo, which I believe is just 14 or 15 kilos. A little bit surprised to see they didn't fit something a little bit bigger, bearing in mind the tyres are wider on the car, so you could potentially get more stress on the steering on there.
Yeah, so looks like they got the dual battery system as well. So nice.
And this is, let me turn this round. On the Limitless and the Infraction, some people had a problem at high speed with this shaft vibrating, on the front one vibrating potentially, and rubbing against these support braces and causing them some wear. But if you can see now, we've got two little support bearings on there designed to stop that vibration and stop that problem from occurring. And also hidden away in here that I can't get to at the minute, there is a revised containment system for holding in the back end of the rear drive shaft and the front end at this end, but you'll have to look on the Arrma website for more details on that.
Yeah, from what I understand, I think their newer cars come with this, like my Crane EXP. They used to use like a little set screw with red Loctite because they had to make sure that it didn't come loose in your drive shaft fly out, and then now they kind of have a cover, I think, with just a screw that goes all the way through and just holds that cover on so that pin doesn't fall out. So nice little improvements they make.
And the back is certainly very, very different to the Infraction, the work that they've done on there, but I'm guessing you've still got the same aero underneath on there. But certainly where it appears to be very different is at the front end here, where the Infraction had the foam bumper, which, yeah, the foam bumper is sat behind here and under here, but this is all new on here. And what I do believe is all new, which you'll be able to tell me, has that got the engraved chassis?
This is just a plain black
chassis. That's just
chassis.
a plain black chassis. Yeah.
I don't know if they're trying to differentiate a little bit, or they ran out of a few dollars to laser engrave this chassis.
Mind you, I guess this thing is not going to be, in the main, it's not going to be coming off the ground. You mean it's very much
you're not going to be doing backflips with this guy, I guess,
aero, keeping it on the ground. So, let me know your first thoughts in the comment section below the video, people. Are you going to be getting one of these? Norcal Hobbies is now taking pre-orders for them. Link to them below the video. Now, if anyone is thinking of retrofitting these tyres to their Arrma Infraction or the Limitless, you need to bear in mind these are 107mm high at the back, 100mm at the front. These are 53 centimeters wide, so you might think, oh, well, they fit the wider ones, and possibly I'm going to fit more of the wider ones all round to my Infraction. But if you buy these in the same configuration, you've got to change the gearing in the front diff, because otherwise the front wheels are going to be going at a different speed to the rear wheels, which is going to make the thing uncontrollable in pretty short order. Hope that makes sense, but I thought that well worthwhile mentioning. Now, one thing I should mention on the radio is, with this being the new Dx3, I'm informed that it should have a longer range because the original Arrma Infraction came under some criticism for it running out of radio range and people losing control at high speed. But I'm led to believe this is going to give you more range, but the proof will be when they drive one out on the street. Okay, now while it's got some similarities to the Arrma Infraction under the skin, there are some fairly major changes with the new Felony, enough to make me want to buy one. One of the big things that Razor and me have just been talking about actually is the aero on this car. This car is likely to go almost like a little bit faster because you've got so much better aerodynamics, because you've not got that upright cab window at the back, and you've got a nicer aero runoff to the rear spoiler on there. And up front, that's probably about the same as the Infraction in terms of wind resistance on there, but I'm liking this integrated spoiler. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below the video. Okay, well, many thanks to Razor RC for filming the new Arrma Felony down here at Norcal Hobbies. They are taking pre-orders on these. Jason Dearden tells me he expects these to sell out fairly fast. So if you want one of these, get in touch with NorCal using the link below the video. And if you like Razor's filming, then do check out his YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that below the video as well. But do let me know your first thoughts on the first look at the Arrma Felony. And if you like it, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.